My name is Robert Stromberg.
And this is the interview for 6th grade. I'm going to start off with simple questions about your life. What is your name?
Robert Stromberg.
What is your profession?
Visual effects artist.
Are you married?
Yes, to Liz Stromberg.
Do you have any children?
Yes, I have two. I have Remy and I have Reese.
I'm going to go into the regular questions now. Who is or was your inspiration to start being an artist or special effects in your inspiration?
My dad was my inspiration.
How or why did you decide on your career?
I've always been driven by creating things. I remember as a kid wanting to be like those that I admired. In fact, I told myself that I'd be better than those that I admired. I think two things. One is that you should always be confident and know in your own mind that you will succeed. Second is that you should never let anyone stand in your way. If you believe in something strong enough, it will happen.
What are some major events that influenced you?
I think growing up in an environment of creativity and having a dad that was crazy enough to do things and make things no one else dared. I met many people in Los Angeles when I moved there at 20 years old and slowly began working with people that did big things like Peter Weir, a famous director who made Master and Commander, or James Cameron on Avatar, or Steven Spielberg. All who I'd worked with over the years who have many ways influenced me.
When and how did you become interested in special effects or artists?
Again, this goes back to my father, but that was the introduction I had to have the passion and the will to step into new and unexplored territories and to want it bad enough. Nothing in this world will be handed to you. You have to reach out and take it for yourself.
How has the hobby changed for you over the years? What changes were or are good and bad?
When I arrived in Los Angeles, I was scared and unsure of my own direction, but I knew I was going to do things. I started as a matte artist in visual effects. This was way before computers and all the tech stuff we have today, so it was much harder to actually make stuff. After a few years as a VFX artist, I became a production designer and designed films like Avatar and Alice in Wonderland. This was a cool period of the time in my life where people were now listening and working on my own ideas. I've had many careers in Hollywood, but all have dealt with creation.
What obstacles have you had to overcome in your hobby?
Hollywood is a funny place. I mean, that you have a business and a creative clash. Studios want to make money and artists just want to make. It can be sometimes very tough to get what you want done. Sometimes you're limited by budget and other times what will sell. I just like the creating part. The rest is a pain in the neck.
Favorite and least favorite moments?
My favorite moment was when I was 10 years old. My dad told me that I would win an Academy Award. And then when that came true, to stand in front of the world and thank to my dad, that was cool. The worst hasn't happened yet.
If you were to write, if this were your last interview, what would you want to pass on?
Just follow your heart and dreams and absolutely don't let someone tell you that you can't do it. If you have an imagination and passion, you can do anything.
Do you have any siblings? Did they influence you in any way?
My brother is a film composer, writes music for film, and he has always had a fire burning for that. I have always had a love for making things, or creating.
Where were you born? Country, city, date? What was its influence?
I was born in Oceanside, California, and moved to LA when I was 20. Influence? Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone starting your hobby?
Dream big.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Stromberg.
Thank you.